Okay. I feel like I'm probably gonna be making videos all day, and I'm cool with that because I need to be making some videos anyway. Um, I painted a centaur once, and I don't know why I decided I was going to think about this to bring this up, but I painted a centaur once, and I decided to look it up just now because it was my thoughts were just spiraling. And as I began to research the centaur to understand it, I didn't go real deep in my search. I just wanted to understand a few little qualities and characteristical traits or whatever about a centaur. And why would I paint it? You feel me? So, anyway, I painted a centaur once. However, it wasn't your typical centaur. It was the body of a horse. And typically, a centaur has the body of a horse and the upper portion of a humanoid figure or being. However, my centaur did not look like that at all. um, but and then my centaur was blue, so blue has to be significant. It has to be. But oh wait, anyway, I'll digress. I painted a centaur once, and it was half the body of a horse on the bottom half, and the top half, where it would have normally have been a physical body, a human body, it was wings, and the wings had eyes. And I painted the painting, and I was having a conversation at the time when I painted the painting. I was talking to pastor or minister or something. He had stopped at the house to give me some paperwork or whatever, and he said, "Oh my gosh, that painting is so beautiful." And I was looking at him like, "What? It's just something I did in my free time. It's some shit that came to my mind. It didn't make sense to me at the time. It makes sense now." But he said my granddaughter would love that. Like she would absolutely love that. And I'm like, really? Yeah, you can have it. I'm famous for giving away stuff. So I gave him the painting. And I'm sitting in my bed after having gotten up and like cleaned up a little bit. I'm getting ready to start my day. And as I'm cleaning up, I'm sweeping the floor, and I happen to see the title of this book called Journey to the Center of the Earth. Now, I've never actually read the book itself. I've seen both movies, the old school movie, the older one. I don't think it was like in the 1970s or 60s or something when the movie was made. I don't know. But I like that one. And then I recently just watched the newer ones with both um Brendan Fraser and The Rock. So um I was watching them, and as I'm cleaning the floor, I'm sweeping the floor, a funny thought came to me. I started thinking about some of the different pieces that were happening in the movie, especially the second one. Um, but I began to ponder, why is that book prevalent? Why is that book important? What is that book really teaching us? Like I always have a tendency to go deeper into a story and connect it on a spiritual level versus it just being what it is, an expression of someone's imagination or their creativity. You know what I mean? I always connect it to some spiritual piece. And so I'm sweeping the floor and I'm thinking about the book, and I'm like, I remember that movie. I'm like, that movie, I actually just watched it. Like, okay. I'm like, they were going through a lot of stuff in that movie. The characters got trapped underground. They had to travel through. They were on a hunt to look for something. And as they're on a hunt to look for the center of the earth, because they believed that it was an earth within an earth, and that, it was a lot of other things going on and all these different little fantastical, fanatical things that was going on. And so, remember that earth within an earth. Um, I started to make connections, metaphysical and spiritual connections to the story. Now I say, remember earth within an earth. Um, let me get it out, please, and not lose my train of thought. In the name of Jesus, I'm going to pray, amen. Um, I started thinking about the story. And I started thinking about how the story is connected to me. I always have a tendency to do that. How is the story connected to me? What is the purpose of me even understanding, even knowing this story? Like, why should I even know this story? Or why is it prevalent? And I'm like, how is this connected in a spiritual sense? How is this connected in a metaphysical sense? And so the character is on the search for the center of the earth because he believed and he was told that there was more there than what meets the eye. And so he's following along in a journal of what someone, or firsthand account of what a person had experienced, while he's also doing, you know, um spiritual, Lord forgive me. He's following the directions through a book of an author, of what this author, quote unquote, experienced when they went on their journey. And so as he's going through the story, and he is, encountering different things, and he's finding that things line up, and when things line up a certain way, he's getting the same result that the author of the story wrote. Like it's a first-hand account of what this person say was true. It's coming to light, right? So, and it's first-hand account on both parts, because it's a first-hand account of what the author actually wrote, and a first-hand account of what the person himself is experiencing as he's making this journey. And so he begins the journey, and as he begins the journey, he's faced with all these different trials and tribulations and different little happenstance and things that happen to him along the way. And each time he's able to, not be sure or have to succumb to the craziness that's going on around him, but he's able to find his way eventually back to the surface, despite having to go into the pits of earth, right? And so it's funny because he goes on this journey to find an earth within an earth. As he's looking for the center there, he's trying to find is the core value, the core importance of how wide this planet is, on what did this person experience and explore and go through. I want to see it. I want to know what they're talking about, right? And so naturally, I'm sweeping the floor. I'm like, oh my gosh, it came to me. I'm like, I gotta go record this. I gotta make a video. And so I start making the connections. We are this character, and we are journeying into the center of the earth. And I say, remember, earth within the earth. I say this because we are journeying, many of us that are on this spiritual healing journey to self. Let me clarify that. Because a lot of people don't want to know, or don't choose to acknowledge themselves, or want to go in depth with themselves, or sit with themselves, let alone hold space for themselves, right? A lot of people don't do that. It's not easy to sit alone and be alone. Even some people I know, like when they sitting in a space by themselves, they gotta have music on. They gotta have a noise, a sound, or something, right? I even do that sometimes. Sometimes I might turn the TV on, let it be background noise, and be doing something else, just because I just, to kind of just, I don't know. It just is what it is. And so, I also like to sit in silence. I'm learning to do that a lot more, and it's anyway. I digress. Excuse me. The character journeys into the center of the world. You are journeying into the center of yourself. Those of you who want or seek to know yourself, right? The spiritual healing journey is a journey within self. The purpose of coming to this planet is to go through the trials and tribulations. I've been saying for years, earth is school, earth is school, earth is school. And people are like, oh girl, whatever. Earth is school. I don't care what nobody's saying. Earth is school. It is a school for the soul to learn how to grow, evolve, and change, how to understand one's energy, to understand how to manipulate one's energy, to understand one's um like to come into enlightenment, to it's a lot of different reasons why this planet was derived or created the way it was. And so some of us, somebody or something does not want me to say this, because I swear to God, like okay. Excuse me. um I'm learning that when you begin to go on a spiritual journey to yourself, you are going into the center of the earth. Now, Lord, I make this message out, please. In the name of Jesus, Spirit, Ancestors, Spirit Guides, whoever, somebody, angels, somebody, help me get this message out, because it's so many. It's something or someone that does not want me to say this. I'm going to say it because, what the fuck? Anyway, in the metaphysical sense, your body is a representation of the different realms or dimensions or spaces and places. When they talk about chakra systems and things of that nature, you are exploring you. You are the universe. That's about another way to explain it. Your body is the universe. And in this universe, you have the ability and the opportunity to explore every aspect and part of you. So if you think of yourself, let's just shrink it down some. If you think of yourself as the earth, that's a better way to connect it to what I was originally talking about. If you think of yourself as the earth itself has been proven to have layers. You know, there's the mantle, the crust, whatever. It's layers, right? And as they begin to explore the layers, there are different consistencies, depths, different I said consistencies, like in sense of different material that creates up each layer, and it's different pressure and different feeling or emotion or different give me the word, please. uh, I'm so irritated I cannot get this out because I swear something don't want me to say that. And I rebuke you in the name of Jesus because I'm gonna get this message out. um Malleabilities. I don't even know if that's a real word, but there are different malleabilities that the earth itself contains or has within it. And when I say malleabilities, I'm talking about the ability to be molded or malleable, right? And so that means the earth itself contains these qualities, these characteristics that allow it to be able to be shifted or moved in certain aspects, areas, or ways, i.e., earthquakes. And when you have the earthquakes that shift this way and earthquakes that shift and things of that nature. So the earth itself is malleable because of what goes on the inside, what happens on the inside, what is transpiring on the inside. And so this is connected to you yourself. I had to keep moving the camera just because I'm ready to just lock in because it's playing with me. Like this energy spirit is freaking playing with me. It's really getting on my nerves. The spirit of distraction, I rebuke you. The spirit of chaos, I rebuke you. Because, bro. Oh my gosh. Okay. And it is Mercury retrograde too, so it's about to be over. Okay, trickster spirit. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I digress. The earth itself has layers. You, as a human being, as a spirit, has layers. There are parts to you. There are different sides of you. There are different personalities of you. There are different emotional frequency and expression of you. There are different creative aspects of you, different ideations of you, different versions of you. Right. And they say in different realms and dimensions. I'm learning something different with that. I'm gonna keep on making connections. Um and as the character began to go deep into the core, he had to dig down into the earth. You yourself have to dig deep within yourself. Remember, you are earth. So let's when you begin to dig deeper into yourself, you begin to expose yourself for who you really are. You begin to take the journey to understand and know yourself, and especially those on the self-love and self-healing journey, right? You begin to dig deep into yourself to understand who am I? That's typically the first question that many of us ask. Who am I? Why am I here? What was the point of me being here? Like, why was I born? What was my significance? Like, what is this about? What is life? We ask those questions, begin to ask those type of questions. And it's a beautiful process because when you first start asking those questions, it's like you gotta sit with it and wait and see what comes to you, and then you find yourself doing all kinds of crazy shit, and you're just like, bro, like I don't understand why is this happening to me. You go through life starts lifing for you. However, when you begin to ask that question, the initial idea or thought of asking that question of who am I, that is a signal to the universe that you are ready to begin receiving messages, begin receiving downloads, in your higher self begins to talk to you and let you know this is what you were here for. This is why you were created. These are the things that you got to go through. Now, it might be Direct one might be indirect. It could be direct where you can actually hear it, or indirect where you might get a thought, or indirect where you might get a sign or a signal or some crazy shit happening in your life. You get what I'm saying? However, as you begin to take these journeys and you begin to live your life day by day and you experience things day by day, you are actually journeying and exploring yourself. Excuse me. This is insanity. But the greatness of God, because the epiphanies, that just the image that I just saw. God is exploring himself, and he explores himself by exploring you, by living vicariously through you. Spirit lives vicariously through you when you choose to accept the spirit of the Holy Ghost into your body, into your system. And it don't even have to be on a Christianity or religious type aspect. It's just a matter of recognizing and realizing there's something bigger and better than you. You accept that it's something bigger about it than you. You don't even gotta be on no, because some people are like, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in God. I'm like, okay, well, you don't gotta believe in God, but you believe in something bigger than what you are. You know what I'm saying? That's a different thing. Anyway, it has to be a reason why you was here or how you was playing. But anyway, because I'll go down the rabbit hole, and I don't want to go that far. The point I'm trying to make is that this man began to journey into this another earth, right? First he goes in and he's like, oh, I want to look at this information, I want to try these things, and then there is what we would say a catastrophe. He gets trapped. And so when you begin your spiritual journey into your earth, into yourself, you will feel trapped. It will feel like you are in a matrix of sort, or like you're in a cage, or like, you are locked within yourself and you don't understand, why am I here? What is going on around me? Like, why is this happening? I don't want this to happen anymore. You are triggered, right? It usually takes a massive experience to trigger you to go through the beginning processes of the self-love, self-healing journey, right? And so initially you feel trapped and stuck in your situation. You can't seem to find a way out. And so, and I heard the scripture, yea, though I walk the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. And that was a scripture that was read today at the service. Oh, I'm not going to go backwards. Yet it was so prevalent and profound. It makes perfect sense because he journeyed through the darkness, the character from the story. I wish I knew the people's name, I'm sorry. But he journeyed through the darkness to explore because he knew that there was something there. And when you begin to go on a spiritual journey, it's because you know that there's something better in store for you, that there's something there deep down inside of you that just needs to see, or needs to know, or needs to understand, or just needs to be seen, or needs to be heard, or needs to just be understood, or needs to be explored, right? And so as this character is exploring, he's experiencing all these different happenstance things. And I told the gentleman today, I'm like, yo, there's no such thing as coincidence. Everything happens to you for a reason. You in the right place at the right time every single time. There's no such thing that, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. No, you were there because you were supposed to be there at that point in the moment. It was your willpower, your choice of how you chose to show up, though, that dignified or signified or determined that so-called outcome. You get what I'm saying? So if you weren't on the vibrational frequency of I would say highness, if you weren't vibrating high and your vibration feeling wasn't that of light, love, and positive energy, or seeking the better, of course, naturally, you're going to attract to you what you don't wish or seek to attract to yourself. That's why they say be mindful, be careful what you say, be careful what you think of, because when you say it and when you think it, first and foremost, when you think it, you brought it into the forefront of creation. And then when you speak it out loud, you have brought it into existence. You have given the power and essence of life. The scripture says he spoke. And when he spoke, there was life. You know what I'm saying? He determined and decided that this is what the situation was going to be when he said it. He thought at first and said, let there be. He spoke it into existence. So when you speak life, or you can speak, death. And the power of the tongue is power, life, and death. And so he said, I want to explore myself. I want to explore the center of the earth. I want to go. I want to see. And so we say, I want to explore myself. I want to understand myself. I want to know who I am. What is the purpose and the point of me being here on this planet? What is the purpose and point of me experiencing and exploring the center of my world? I have to get to the core of me. And once I get to the core of me and I understand me and I begin to gravitate to me, wanting to be closer to me, wanting to understand me, wanting to, express me, wanting to love me, wanting to, believe and understand and know that I desire and I deserve to be authentically me, to feel me, to feel my own energy, not feel nobody else, but feel myself. I don't need to feel nobody else. Like for real, you gotta be okay and comfortable with you before you can be okay and comfortable with anybody else. If you can't be real with yourself and love yourself and acknowledge yourself and honor yourself and be true to yourself, you're not gonna be able to do those things to anybody else. Because people gonna reflect back to you what it is that you're giving out. And a lot of times you're gonna recognize people real recognize real talk. And people that don't want to be seen or don't want to be heard, they will eventually remove themselves trying to. They might slander your name and say some crazy shit about your application. Be like I said, we gotta be the villain somebody's story every now and then. You know what I'm saying? However, it's about how you are showing up for yourself, how intentional you actually are. And so when you journey into the center of your earth, when you journey into the center of yourself, what is it that you are seeking to understand and know and explore about you? What is it that you are seeking to understand and know and explore and process within you? What are you wanting to learn about yourself? What are you wanting to love? Like we go through experiences because we are not honoring ourselves. We go through some crazy shit there. Like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, like kids life be life and it's just but you are what, like you ever heard that saying, you are what you eat. I don't know if you ever heard that saying, but you are what you eat, but you are what you attract to. You are what you think of. You are what you speak. You are what you hear. There's always some truth in everything because if it wasn't the truth, it wouldn't hurt. And the truth hurts. The truth hurts because a lot of us are in denial and refusal to accept ourselves and our true honor, our true natural natures of self. Oh, I just saw this beautiful man. I digress. I'm gonna go look at her. You gotta understand you. You gotta know you. You know what I'm saying? So you go on this journey to the center of the earth, and then as you go on this journey, you experience and you explore different parts of you. So I'm connected to the sacral system because that's an energetic system that the body has. Because I feel like that's an easier way to explain the scenario or situation to yourself. You journey down to the root to journey back up. And it's a continuous process. You go through these cycles in life. As you go through the cycles in life, you journey down. You reflect. You look back on who did you think you were at that point in time? Who did you see yourself as? How did you speak of yourself? Or how did you carry on or communicate during that time? Right? You know, the mouth and throat. How did you communicate during that time? How were you loving during that time? How were you expressing and being creative during that time? Right? How were you rooted in you and rooted in your situation? You know what I'm saying? How strongly were you firmly in your foundation of self? Right? What was your true identity at that time? Right? And so as you take the reflective journey to go back, to go down, right? You begin to heal and recognize or reflect on the things that once were, so that when you begin to build yourself back up from the root to go back up so that you can become fully enlightened, you can take the time, or you should rather take the time to, right those wrongs in your genetic coding, or right those wrongs in your genetic frequency, or right those wrongs in your generational, with the generational curses and experiences, things that you transpired through. You know what I'm saying? Or you didn't transpire through that you still need to heal, you still need to work on, right? Because none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, you get what I'm saying? So like, we might show up for ourselves in ways that are not becoming of ourselves, right? And so, the blessing and the grace of God and the Most High, the universe, is that they give you opportunity. They will give you opportunity to make it right, and they'll keep giving you the same opportunity. Now, after a while, they'll be like, "Look, she ain't gonna get it, or he ain't gonna get it." You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna move on because we ain't got time to be playing with this person or let this person continue to be stagnated and stuck. However, at the same time, maybe we need to get them a different lesson. Maybe we need to elevate this test and make it harder, or maybe we've ran out of time and we'll come back and we'll address it because it's connected to something else or it's deeper. Right? And so you'll go through life and you go through experiences, and as you're journeying back to the true self, because when you go on this self-love journey, you gotta be real with yourself. You gotta be raw with yourself. You gotta see yourself how you see yourself, how other people see yourself. See yourself through other people's eyes and what they say about you. And I'm big on, like, if I hear somebody say something to me 2 or 3 times and it's coming from different people, different folks, okay. And these people don't even know each other, they're not connected. Okay. Okay, you teaching me something, you showing me something about myself that I'm not paying attention to. You're reflecting to me something that I'm not paying attention to. You feel what I'm saying? You're telling me something about myself that I'm not aware of, that I'm choosing to be in denial of because you're showing it to me. I'm hiding it from myself. Why am I hiding it from myself? A lot of us, like I said, we wear masks and we tend to mask up because we don't want to be seen, and we tend to want to hide and cover ourselves because we don't think that people are going to understand or respect or see us, or people are going to be able to relate. And the thing is, you are not the only person that's going through the shit you're going through. It's always somebody out here going through the shit you're going through. Is it 8 billion, 9 billion, 10 billion people on this motherfucking planet, right? There's a lot of people on this planet. You feel what I'm saying? There's somebody out there that's going through some of the same, or has gone through some of the same similar shit that you have gone through. You feel what I'm saying? Now, how they chose to show up in their journey is how they showed up in their journey. But the point is, how are you showing up? You know what I'm saying? How are you being intentional? So, as you're journeying through the center of yourself, if you're journeying down your solar plexus, or your I say your solar plexus, as you're as you're journeying down your chakra system, and solar plexus in prevalent is important because the solar plexus is your willpower, and a lot of times people be trying to attack your willpower because they be trying to, influence you, persuade you, or distract you, or drive you, or deter you from doing certain things. Your willpower is your strength within yourself. How confident are you within yourself to be yourself, to show for yourself, to not allow somebody else to take from you with it's you. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck? I'm gonna let somebody walk in my shoes. Fuck no. Big, not happening. I'm gonna have to go ahead and kick grass. Ah! Go kick grass, bitch. Like, no, don't play with me. So, whole time, right? Anyway, I'm laughing at myself. I gotta laugh at myself because I be saying some shit with bro. But anyway, I digress. As you journey down journey deeper into yourself, and you start to learn things about yourself, and you start to see yourself in a different light, you start to perceive yourself differently, you start to understand and know who you are. The self-love journey is learning about loving yourself, learning about who you are on the inside, learning how to give to you what you give to others, learning how to become a magnet to attract the things to you that you deserve, because you're learning and realizing your worth. You're learning and understanding and knowing your greatness. You're beginning to embrace and embody your greatness. It's the opportunity to embody your greatness, to embody who you are, to draw or call yourself to me. As Jesus said, what did he say? I call fishing to me. I'm going to get it right because I'm working on my Bible study. I promise you. I'm going to really start studying my scriptures a whole lot better. And I'm putting this on camera because that's confirmation to myself. And that is a testament to myself that I need to really lock in. A challenge and a promise to myself, a vow to myself that I'm going to read my word better and I'm going to study my word so I can know my words better, man. Because the Bible is the basic instruction before leaving earth, and I need people to take it in as a metaphysical book. Not just a spiritual book, it's a metaphysical book, not just a literal book, and because it's a storybook, yes it is. However, there's so much more in that book that is just not given the credit that it should be given. And a lot of it is taken and stolen and manipulated. People like, no, it's not. The structure of the Bible was manipulated. I don't care what nobody say. The structure and the development of the Bible was manipulated. Now, I'm not saying the words in the Bible are not true. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the structure, meaning the way in which it was structured and fitted together and put together was manipulated. That is fact. You can go and research and look that up. They decided what books were going to go in and what books were not going to go in. And I'm saying they had the council of Nicaea to decide, how the thing was going to come together. How was they going, I'm saying, piece this here, piece that there, put this here. And then like I wanted to do a study to read the Bible chronologically, because chronologically the Bible is not put together in the correct order. However, the first book of the Bible that was written was Revelations. I learned that. The first book of the Bible that was written was actually Revelation. They wrote Revelations, and then they put all the other books together. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that the other books were not written. Right? I don't know how to explain it, but Revelations was the first book, but it was intended to come last. That's the best way I know how to explain and describe it. Anyway, I digress, because that's not what this message is supposed to be about. This message is supposed to be about you understanding, knowing yourself, and journeying into the center of you, the core of you. Journey to the center of the earth. You are the earth. Journey into yourself and get to know yourself and go into the depths and the pits and hell of who you are. Recognize and realize that you are a demon in somebody's story. You are a villain in somebody's story. So when they talk about demons and curses and hexes and spells, that's you saying and doing shit against other people that is against what their journey or what their soul contract came here to do. And sometimes it is within your soul contract to do certain things. However, you have willpower. You have the choice to say, you know what, I'm not feeling that. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do it this way because I believe if I do it this way, this is what's going to happen. Now, that's you taking control and you doing it on your own. Now, granted, it can go left or it can go right. You know what I'm saying? It can go up and go down and go inside and go outside and go however. It's all about the intention and the attention and the power that you put behind it, the feeling and emotion that you put behind the decision that you choose to make. Now, back to the story. The man journeyed into the center of the earth. He went through all these different things. He faced all these different trials and tribulations. We go through life on this planet Earth. We go through processes within ourselves on a daily basis. We have highs, we have lows on a daily basis. We good sometimes and we bad sometimes on a daily basis. We show up sometimes, we don't show up on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? We deal with trials and tribulations on a fucking daily basis. You feel what I'm saying? Every day is a lesson for you to be able to get to know, grow, evolve, and change. And so as you are journeying into the center of your earth, into the core of you, to the root and the pit of despair, or the pit of who you are, to understand and know who you are and why you was created, why you was put here on this planet. You find you, and you go through that dark phase, and you go through the detachment, and you go through the withdrawal, and you go through, excuse me, the guilt, the hurt, the shame, the defeat. You go through the animosity, you go through the anger, you go through the the jealousy, the envy. You go through all these things. At the end of it is retribution. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you are living the right way and you moving the right way and you are working on yourself, genuinely working on yourself to recognize, understand, know who you are, right? There's retribution, right? Because what happens, what I'm learning is that everything that you experience everything you're gonna experience by the time you're 5 years old. Everything that you're ever going to face in this life or this world, you experience by the time you are 5 years old. By 6 and 7, you're processing the first 5 years of your life. I don't fuck what nobody say. By 6 and 7 years old, you are reflecting on the first 5 years of your life. You're beginning to recognize and understand what lessons you get ready to face when you go through 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You feel what I'm saying? You've already experienced friends not being friends. You already experienced friends not sharing. You already experienced, hurt. You already experienced embarrassment, shame, guilt. If you didn't experience every emotion that ever was to experience by the time you're 5 years old. And many people are like, what? No, process that. Really sit with that. By the time you're 5 years old, you've gone through everything. And many of us, especially these new age kids, they are not allowed to process their emotions. So then you run into like hotheads and emotional kids that just cry about anything or everything, or kids that have no respect and no boundaries because they were not taught respect or boundaries to respect someone else's space and respect their own space, or to love themselves or acknowledge themselves. Many of them are not taught they have a voice, that their voice has power, that they can speak life over themselves or pray for themselves or pray for others, or just be kind and courteous in your word, just being respectful. Good morning, hello, how are you? Introducing your energy into the space. You get what I'm saying? A lot of kids not even taught manners anymore. You get what I mean? And it's like, it's crazy because I'm like, bro, this is what the world we about to come into? Like, no. I don't want no I don't want no pause. The terminology, the YNs, and they're like, what? Why are we referring to ourselves as young niggas or YNs? Like, bro, like, insanity it is, bro. There's stuff that just be, bro, I just can't. I can't. It'd be funny. It's just like, bro. But I digress because I don't want to get off topic again because I swear I will go down the rabbit hole. But as you're journeying through the center of your earth, you journey to your core, you not only do you have to go down and dig into the pit and the core of you and go into the darkness, the dark, unexplained parts of you, the parts of you don't even understand and know why you are the way you are. You know what I'm saying? You try to figure yourself out. In there, you eventually you find your light in the darkness. You feel what I'm saying? Your retribution. In there, you eventually be like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. Like this is gay. I'm tripping because my therapist like, bro, when I talk to my therapist, she be telling me, she be like, look, you gotta do this. I be like, yo, I ain't trying to do this shit, yo. This shit gay. She be like, stop saying that. I'm like, look, you already know I'm gonna tell you this shit gay because I know you're right. I know you telling me what I need to hear. You know what I'm saying? You telling me something I probably would tell myself, you feel what I'm saying? If I wasn't in the state that I was in, you feel what I'm saying? But like, bro, this shit gay. Nobody want to do this. Like, nobody want to process this shit this way. Like, what the fuck? What? Why? Like, and it's like, okay. You reflect on yourself and you go through the journey of understanding yourself, and as you begin to travel back up, once you really truly understand you and you living in you and you just like this who I am, I'm accepting me. When you begin to come on, Jesus, you better come on, somebody. When you accept yourself, and I mean truly accept yourself, all of you, and you are no longer in denial of you, And who or what people say you are, you have accepted it all, whether it's the truth in your eyes or not. And when you accept that you have no control over somebody else, just yourself, and you begin to accept you and show up for you and make space for you, and you've reached that core of you, and you start living, I put it like this: when you don't give a I'm working on my cousin. When you don't care anymore, like, I don't care, like, literally, I really don't care. When you stop caring is when everything wakes up. And I know that sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Like, what the fuck? What you mean you don't care no more? That's what? No. When you stop worrying or concerning yourself with things outside of you, and you stop allowing what somebody else says or does affect you physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you just detach from it all and you just be in your own world, the world opens up to you. You open up to you. You begin to see things differently. You begin to see people differently. Like, damn, I put my energy in that. I was thinking about that. Or like, you ever dated somebody and it was crazy? Like, no, I really dated that. Like, what the fuck was I thinking at the time? I be bugging, bro. I'm sorry. I be bugging. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Because I do be bugging. I be bugging, but it should be funny. Anyway, I digress. When you really like don't care no more, and it's not to say that you don't care about people and you don't care about what they're going through, what they're dealing with, because I'm a very compassionate person. I care about other people, but at the same time I'm learning I don't care. And when I say I don't care, that means I don't have to put my energy or effort into that situation. It's not for me. Now, if I'm supposed to be a part of it and I'm in it, okay, I'm going to show up as me for me. And people like, that's selfish as shit. No, it's not. It is not. And I had to learn that it is not. When you show up for yourself, every single time you show up for yourself, you are showing up for somebody, whether you realize it or not. When you show up for yourself, you are showing up for somebody. You're showing up for you. And you're showing up for people that need to see you show up in the manner in which the way that you're showing up. That's why you got to stay on business all the time. Don't let nobody play in your face. Don't let nobody, trick you or sneak you or and you don't always gotta be vocal about it. You get what I'm saying? I peep a lot of shit and I don't say nothing. I just like, oh, all right, that's what they on. All right, bet. That's it. Okay. That lets me know, okay, let's move a different way. Let's operate differently. Let's function differently. Let's show up for ourselves this way, because I know if I show up for myself this way, I don't even have to pick up or hold that. I told my friend today at the funeral, I was like, I'm tired of feeling heavy. I'm tired of carrying everybody else's shit, yo. I'm not doing that shit no more. So I'm sorry that you're going to do what you're going to do. There's no disrespect to what you're going to do. You got to take better care of yourself. You got to make space for yourself. But I'm not picking that shit up, yo. I don't want your woe is me, your pity party, none of that. Because all of us are going through something. You feel what I'm saying? And that's not me disregarding what you're going through. Like, damn, like that shit, wow, that shit crazy. What are you doing about it? How can I assist you? How can I help you? However, at the same time, I don't need to assist you or help you. How are you helping yourself? What are you doing for you first? Are you making sure you taking care of yourself first? Because if you ain't even doing that, I'm definitely not even about to be in that shit. No, I'm not about to pick up your burdens and your problems and your trials and tribulations because you don't want to cope. You don't want to hold true. You don't want to fight to the end so you can get back to the surface so you can come back up. If I gotta go down and dig to the pit in the core of me, and then I gotta be able to regurgitate. I gotta be able to bring that shit back up. Right? And as I'm bringing it up and I'm coming back and I'm standing on my own, I'm holding my own. Why I'm going to add more weight and more shit to my journey to get back to the light? I don't want to carry that shit. I don't want your problems. I got my own. Many of us have our own problems. You know what I'm saying? Many of us stand our own way. Many of us are heavy on our own. right? Because a lot of us are in denial of self, denial of who we really are. We don't want to hold true to the fact that, oh, I'm a liar, or oh, I'm a cheater, or oh, I'm a perfectionist, or oh, I'm a what the fuck, I don't know, a hypocrite. When people be saying, oh, I'm a what the fuck do people be? I'm an addict, you know what I'm saying? So many different things. We don't want to admit and acknowledge how we showing up. I'm an alcoholic. I'm hearing that shit too, because I know a couple people. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. However, um, like, please excuse me, cause I be tripping, bro. I be bugging out. I'm sorry, because I was getting ready to say something, and I caught myself in the process before I said it. I thought it, and I was getting ready to let it roll, and I was like, "Whoa, pause! I don't want to go that route because." Yeah, no, I'm not even about to pull on that kind of energy. Like I don't even want to be attached to that. Yet the point of the matter is that we be in denial. And when you're in denial, you're masking, you're hiding yourself. You're hiding a part of you that you are not comfortable with accepting. And you have to go through that journey of accepting the fact of the matter who you really are. Are you a player? Are you a cheater? Are you a hypocrite? Are you a prostitute? Are you a freak? Are you a hoe? Are you a slut? Are you a cheat? Like, are you these things? You feel what I'm saying? Like, are you a liar? You know what I'm saying? Are you a thief? Because if you are, just own that shit. What I'm learning is, like they say, the truth will set you free. Baby, they ain't never lied. There ain't never been a lie in that statement. It don't feel good. It don't feel good. Nobody said the road will be easy. But I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go through all this shit just to leave it all behind, leave all this work, all this effort, all this energy, all this blood, sweat, and tears that I'm put into my life, working and taking care of my kids and taking care of my family and looking out for this one and that one and making sure I didn't do all that shit for no reason. Right? I didn't go through, abuse for no reason. I didn't endure for no reason. I'm not about to stop myself from reaching the end goal. Like, what the fuck? And I promise you, it's not easy because it's like, yo, I sit back and I just be like, yo, what kind of life do I really want to have? What kind of life do I want to get to myself? Where do I really see myself? Like, I'm down there, I'm down here, being creative within my sacral and my solar. Being creative, what kind of life do I want? Where do I see myself? Who do I really want to be? Who do I really want to show up as? Who am I? Who is this new version of myself? Who is this new person? Is this a new person? Do I want to be a new person? Do I want to keep showing up the way I've been showing up and expecting things to be different when I'm showing up the way I'm showing up? How can I make this situation different? How can I evolve? How can something make this shit stop? I don't want to deal with this no more. You go through rebirth every day. That's why it's not important. I'm learning, though. I was so blown because I was at work. I'm going in there to this because I know I'm all over the place this much. I was at work and I find myself becoming extremely irritated at work all of a sudden. Like I just be irritated, like, bro, these people just be blowing me, like just get on my nerves. And I'm like, yo, they don't even be doing that. They just be being themselves for real. But it's just like I don't want to be a part of this shit. I don't want to hear your complaints. I don't want to hear you crying. I don't want to hear you whining. This is our job. This is what we supposed to be doing. Can we just do our job and keep it moving? If we supposed to be, child centered, or kid focused, can we just focus on the kids and do what we gotta do and make sure these kids got what they need, even though we know realistically they're not gonna get everything they need from this system. The system is not designed for them to really succeed. So how can we better use this system to help our children? How can we better use this system to help our babies as opposed to complaining about it and arguing about it? How can we get on track or get on board with whatever it is that they attempting to do that's going to benefit and help our kids? Okay, we gotta teach the curriculum the way that, okay, they didn't say how we had to teach shit. They just said we had to teach it to the fucking book. Okay. I can teach it to the book and teach the curriculum to the T. However, at the same time, I can also show them be me and add to it. I can do it my way. All right. I have the freedom of doing it my way. Okay, this is what you want me to do. Okay, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do exactly what you want me to do, but this is how I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to show you. This is how I'm going to connect with my audience. This is how I'm going to connect with my group of people that I'm talking to. You get what I'm saying? This is how I'm going to show up for them so that they can make it make sense for them, so they can process for them, so that it can be concrete for them, so they can be able to understand and grow, involve, and thrive. And what I'm learning about kids nowadays, especially like in the group that I'm working with now, bro, when I tell you they all over the place, like it's so many different energies and spirits that float through my classroom on a regular basis, I be like, bro, what the fuck, bro? By the end of the day, I be over it. I'm like, look, I don't feel like dealing with this no more. It's too much. It's too much. And it's like, yo, I'm learning to like let them just kind of just, we mellowing out. We getting there, you know what I'm saying? It's taking some time to get there. It's taking a little bit longer to get there to settle this group down. But it's just like, yo, I'm realizing the creativity that all these kids come with and all this energy that these kids come with. And a lot of the shit ain't even theirs. And they 5 or 6 years old. They carrying somebody else's shit like at 5 or 6 years old, bro. What? Nah, never that. These kids are journeying to understand and know who they are, how they gonna be, and how they gonna show up in this world. And when you journey to the center of yourself, and you journey to the center of your earth, and you journey to the center of your world, and you go to the core of you and the pit of you, the question is, who are you gonna be? Where do you see yourself? Because in the end of that movie, he found himself in the bottom of a volcano. He found himself in the pits of the dark of despair, and he was stuck, and he was like, bro, the only way to go is up. I'm in the bottom of this volcano, but I don't have what I need. But I have faith. I know I can find it if I look for it, if I search, if I just trust, if I just don't let me give up now. Let me keep pressing forward. Let me keep pushing forward. Let me keep, seeking. Because I done came this far. It can't be the end of my journey yet. No. My journey's just beginning. Like, come on. Like, I'm about to be topside. I'm about to be back where I need to be. Like, what is going on? What is life? And then finally he was like, you know what, don't let me not give up. Let me have a little bit of faith. Let me try this. And I do it. And he do it. And he boom. And the shit blow up and the water come out. And boom. Like a geyser. He had a glow up. We go through a glow up. Your spiritual glow up is coming. You feel what I'm saying? You like a geyser. You just go, you shoot you blow the top off the roof. You feel what I'm saying? All the world. You sky's the limit. It ain't no limit. Fuck that. Ain't no limit. The only limit is the limit that you put on yourself. Message. Okay, I'm gonna stop because I'm rambling now. I'm sorry, but I just want to say like that book was prevalent. Even though I didn't actually read the book itself, I watched the movie twice. I watched the movie so many times. I actually watched the movie with my mom when I was a kid. I was so fascinated about it, and I was cleaning up, and then that epiphany came to me like, yo, the journey to the center of the earth is a book about the journey to the center of you, your physical, emotional, your physical being, the journey to the spiritual being, journey to the spiritual self, right? And the other book, what was the other book? Because in the second movie they was talking about another book, and I'm not even going to keep going because this message is already long enough as it is. But the young man in the second movie, he was like, um, they found the Bermuda Triangle, but they were looking at different books, and he was talking about the Journey to the Center of the Earth. He mentioned Treasure Island, and he mentioned what was the other book? Oh, that's irritating, but I can't think of the book right now. Because with Journey to the Center of the Earth, Gulliver's Travels, Treasure Island. What was the other one? It's another book. I can't think of a book. Oh, this irritates me. I can't think of a book. But each one of those books, on a metaphysical, spiritual level, each one of those books connect to a version of you. Because when you journey to the center of earth, you journey to the physical, the process of the emotional mind, right? The physical experiences that you have transpired throughout the course of your life. Like when you're journeying through the center of earth, you're journeying through your spiritual self to understand and know the lessons. You're going through your Akashic records. Thank you. You're journeying through your Akashic records, your memory, your database, your hard drive. You're going back and you're recognizing the lessons that your computer needs to know and the computer needs to learn, and the lessons that the computer needs to delete or let go or rewrite or like reprogram or update. And I'm so irritated. I can't think of a day one book. And I had all 3 books in my brain in the beginning. I swear, the trick of the enemy, bro. Try to tell you, it's so funny. It's so funny because somebody really don't like me, and I don't even know who it is or what it is or why it is. I didn't do anything to. I'm not that type. I don't care. I don't be bothering nobody. Like when I say I be in my house, I be in my house chilling, bro. I be cold hard chilling. You feel what I'm saying? I don't go outside and be messing with nobody. When I go outside, I enjoy myself when I come back in the house. You feel what I'm saying? But somebody keep messing with me, bro. Somebody or something keeps messing with me, and I'm just like, yo, leave me alone. Like, why you bothering me? Like, what the fuck? Like, go be free, bro. I'm gonna go get a life. Like, fuck. It's insane. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let it go, but I end this message with I'm so irritated I can't think of a book, but I'm gonna let it go. But I just want you to understand the journey to the center of self is a journey to the center of the earth is a journey to the center of you, to get them to know and understand and explore and evolve through you, through the process of your thought processes and your emotional standpoint on the relationships and connections that you have within your life. You get what I'm saying? So when you're journeying through the center of the earth, journey through the center of you and get to know you and understand and know who you are, who you want to show up to be when your geyser or your volcano finally begins or gets to explode. When you figure out what it is that's been holding you back after all this time and you finally just be like, I don't care, I release it, I'm gonna let it be what it is. That's when the volcano, that's when the volcano blew up, it erupted. And he finally was just like, look, bro, I done came this far to this journey, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit here and just, it is what it is. If it don't work out the way it's supposed to work out, then oh well, I'm just gonna accept my fate. And when he finally accepted his fate, the volcano erupted and blew his ass he shot up. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, accept your fate. Okay? Accept your fate and recognize and know who God created you to be. You know what I'm saying? In the process of it. And embrace all of you because I embrace all of me. I share peace and medicine. Okay? Namaste. And so that also be true. And I'm going to drop the message to you. Peace.